Hello IP5. This is our 8th video lesson and it is the first lesson that you are getting today on Friday. So please make sure that this is the first lesson that you have watched. On Tuesday we started a new chapter, chapter 6, Pronouns, and we are going to be continuing with chapter 6 today. So as usual, the first thing that we will do is check the homework that you did on Tuesday. So please make sure you have your workbooks ready. Okay, so on Tuesday we were talking about subject pronouns and you had page 102 of your workbook as homework and you had to look at these 20 sentences, look at the underlined words and choose the correct subject pronoun. So number 1, Manuel, Judy and I have been reading about dinosaurs. Manuel, Judy and I, we need to use we because it includes I. Number 2, dinosaurs became extinct millions of years ago. Dinosaurs is they. Number 3, the best informed student is Manuel. Manuel is a boy's name, so we use he. Number 4, Judy and Manuel read about the brontosaur. Again, Manuel is he. Number 5, the brontosaur was one of the largest dinosaurs. For the brontosaur, we say it. Number 6, how large was this dinosaur? This dinosaur, again, is it. Number 7, Judy and I made a chart. Judy and I is we. Number 8, the chart gave a description of several dinosaurs. The chart is it. Number 9, the Allosaurus and the Stegosaur were included. For this we say they. Number 10, Judy showed the chart to Mrs. Ruiz and Mr. Lee. Judy is she. Number 11, the science teacher is Mrs. Ruiz. Mrs. Ruiz is she. Number 12, Mr. Lee is an expert on dinosaurs. Mr. Lee is he. Number 13, a recent speaker at the science fair was Mr. Lee. Again, we use he. Number 14, the science fair was visited by several paleontologists. The science fair is it. Number 15, paleontologists are scientists who study fossils. Paleontologists is they. Number 16, fossils are prints found in rocks. Fossils is they. Number 17, Judy and I learned a great deal from these scientists. Judy and I is we. Number 18, the person who was most impressed by the fair was Judy. Judy is she. Number 19, next week Judy will visit the Museum of Natural History. Again, Judy is she. And number 20, the museum has a wonderful display of dinosaur skeletons. The museum is it. So give yourselves a score out of 20. You need to score at least 14 to pass, but I think everyone should be getting 20 or close to 20 there. Okay, so in lesson 1 on Tuesday, we were talking about subject pronouns. Today, we're talking about object pronouns. So hopefully you will know what these are already. Now, the object of a sentence receives the action of a verb. So if something happens to something, if it gets that action, then it is the object of a sentence. So object pronouns usually come after action verbs in the predicate of a sentence. So if there's an action, so not a linking verb like be, but an action, then the object receives that action. We can also use object pronouns after these words: to, for, with, in, and at. So these might not necessarily be in the predicate of the sentence. So object pronouns are not always in the predicate, but they receive action will come after the words to, for, with, in, and at. So this example, pin threw the book away. The book receives the action of being thrown. And for the book, we can use the object pronoun it. Pin threw it away. Now this one, the cake is for Singto. Now this is a linking verb. We talked about linking verb be in the subject pronoun lesson. But we're not going to use a subject pronoun after this is, because we've got this word for. So after this word for, we need to use an object pronoun. So this cake is for Singto, this cake is for him. Now, like with the subject pronouns, object pronouns can be either singular or plural. Also, the pronouns you and it you have seen before. They were subject pronouns, but they can also be used as object pronouns. So be careful and make sure you understand how you are using them. So singular object pronouns are me, which is similar to the subject pronoun I, you, like we've already explained, him, which is like he, her, which is like she, and again, it is the same, whether it is the subject or the object. And for plural object pronouns, we have us instead of we. Again, you works both ways, and them instead of they. When you are writing, it is important that you use subject and object pronouns correctly. Do not use an object pronoun in the subject of a sentence. Do not use a subject pronoun when it should be an object. So, you would not say, him is coming to the party tonight. This is the subject of the sentence. You would say, he is going to the party tonight. You would not say, I will go with she. Go is an action verb, and we've also got the word with. So we would not say with she, you would say, I will go with her. Anytime you use a pronoun after an action verb or the words to, for, with, in, or at, it needs to be an object pronoun. But you can use object pronouns with another noun. So, Sunny is coming to the party as well. Belle will come with her and Loma. So we've got her with the noun Loma. And her refers to Sunny. Okay, look in your textbook at page 218. Look at questions 1 to 4. There are 4 sentences, and in each sentence there are 2 pronouns to choose from. You need to decide whether you should be using a subject pronoun or an object pronoun. You need to circle the correct pronoun and then write if it is either subject or object. So you've got 2 things to do. First, circle the pronoun, then write the word subject or object. So, as usual, if you don't have your textbook, when you pause the video, write the answers on paper. If you do have your textbook, you can do it in the book. Make sure you pause the video and press play when you finish up to number 4. So please pause now. Okay, if you have finished up to number 4, keep watching for the answers. Number 1, Adam sketched Liz and me. Sketched is the action verb, so that means we need to use an object pronoun after it, which is me, object. Number 2, he can draw people's faces well. This is at the beginning of the sentence. Before the verb, we need a subject pronoun. Number 3, Liz asked us for suggestions. Asked is the action verb, so we need the object pronoun us. And number 4, Adam drew Liz and them too. Again, drew is an action verb, so we need object pronoun them. So give yourselves a score out of 4, no half marks. You either get it right or get it wrong. Now look at page 219, questions 5 to 12. This is actually a little bit easier. You don't have to write the word subject or object. All you need to do is circle the correct pronoun. So again, please pause the video and press play when you have finished. Please pause now. Okay, if you have finished up to question 12, you can keep watching for the answers. Number 5, Beth went with us to buy supplies. Use object pronoun after with. Number 6, Max showed me the area on a map. Use object pronoun after the verb. Number 7, we drove, subject pronoun before verb, with them, object pronoun after with, to the mountains. Number 8, I helped her with the tent. Number 9, they had chosen a spot high in the mountains. Number 10, we pitched the tent for a good view of them. Number 11, the next night Paul played his guitar for us. Number 12, we all complimented him on his playing. So give yourselves a score out of 8. For number 7 and number 10, because there were 2 things to choose from, if you got 1 right and 1 wrong, you can have half a point. But the rest, you either get it right or get it wrong. So give yourself a score out of 8 and a total out of 12 for the work that we've done today. Okay, your homework for this lesson is Workbook Page 104. As usual, today is your first Friday lesson out of 2 lessons. Please make sure you finish Workbook Page 104 before you watch the next lesson, before you watch lesson 116. Very quickly, I'm just going to explain that homework to you. Okay, this is Workbook Page 104. You have 10 sentences, and like we've just done in the textbook, you need to read the sentence and write it again correctly with one of the pronouns that is in brackets. So again, you will need to decide whether you should be using a subject pronoun or an object pronoun. Okay, IP5, that is the end of this lesson. So like I told you, please make sure you finish the workbook page before you watch the second lesson today. So for now, thank you IP5. Bye-bye.